Welcome to Toilet Talk.
This is kind of neat.
Toilet Talk, this is Randy Shelton. He is a builder out of Holt Summit.
Do you mind if I have a seat?
Have a seat, Randy.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Whoa. The lid's a little thin there. But
So, how do you think, I guess the number one question, do you think this would be a good idea for your new builds?
it is original. No, I think it would be a horrible idea. I'm pretty comfortable around my wife, but not that comfortable.
Is this a little weird?
It is very weird.
Can you imagine coming in here and actually going to the bathroom and having like, what would cause this? I
have no clue. And that is the only bathroom in this home.
There's one downstairs.
And downstairs.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've never seen this in my entire life.
It does quite. Do you? Okay, now you got to try this because I tried this at the last Toilet Talk. Okay, you gotta lift up the lid and then sit and get the full effect.
Okay.
And that's a little weird too.
Well, I guess on a positive note, if you're in here at the same time and run out of toilet paper, your other one can pass you some toilet paper.
Oh. Well, and I want to get the full effect. Okay, so we're gonna. No. I brought a pair for you.
Oh my! I'm so fat.
No, you just got to get them past your feet. We got it now. Are you a?
That's why you got your shoes
stop
off.
At the. Are you a?
My shoes off out there.
No, just flip them off right here.
Oh, Lord. Can't believe the stuff you get me into.
I do want to say, Randy texted this morning, and he said, "Hey, basically, I really don't want to do this." And I said, too bad, we've already set up, which we hadn't already set up. I lied. Now, see, I'm a at-the-knee kind of person. But I bet you're like...
I am.
Okay, well, get comfortable. Drop them on the floor. And there you go. Now, I just can't imagine this. Even if my two kids, like Peyton and Gavin.
No. I could not see that at all.
This was a close family. And it was the original owners, not the people we're selling it for. This is original. This was built this way.
Close family's good and all, but this is a little too
close
for me.
Now, hold on. Let me, hold on. let me grab it. Could you hold my toilet paper for me?
Well, sure.
Put it between your, okay, let me, if I needed some.
There.
Because mine's out.
Here, I'll be the little toilet paper holder. Okay. There you go.
See, this could be handy.
See, I can limit you too. If you take too much, I can pull it back.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. That's about my take.
Yeah.
Would you like some hand sanitizer? I should have done that before the toilet paper.
Sure. More toilet paper first. There. Yeah, that's a good place to store it.
What kind of way is that to grab toilet paper?
What?
Like you just wadded it up in a big ball?
What do you all do? Do you do this?
Brandon does what you just did.
I just wadded up in a ball.
Fold it into squares.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody's...
How do you do it?
Like, nice and neat, kind of like, that.
No, you do not.
Randy has the correct method of rolling toilet paper.
That's how I do it.
I have never, ever seen that.
Each wipe, you can refold it. You know what I mean?
See, every time I get on these toilets, I find out I have taught my kids incorrectly.
See?
Toilet Talk number 2 has could not believe it. Do you know they're trying to, and we won't get into it because we got into it at a great deal in Toilet Talk 2. They are training newborn babies. Like I kept saying newborn. She's like, yes, newborn. They're teaching them to potty train by putting a bowl up to their seats so that when they get on a toilet, they have that sensation that they need to go. And it's a true thing. So every time I didn't know to do that with my kids. So every time we get here, now I'm finding out that this is my family and that's you all.
Yeah.
And that's all you use?
No, that was just a demonstration. No, I use way more than that.
I'm like, come on. Doesn't this seem better? Do you roll your toilet paper?
Yeah, pull it in the squares.
Okay, let me try it again. Let me try square thing. You hold it. Let me try.
So as you're pulling it, you just roll it into...
Do you go forward? What time this takes?
It really doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, and then you have a nice...
Well, at some point today, I will try this new method. Oh, you're doing it over your hand.
No, I'm trying your method now.
Oh, right. No, it's just, no, here, let me hold it.
That does not seem right.
Okay, now you got, no, it's not a fold around your hand. It's a just crinkle up.
Oh.
Okay, go for it.
So you take a little bit and just
That's it. Well, not that much. No.
Well, it looks about the same. That is not right. That is not how you do the toilet paper.
No. Hold it for me again. I'll show you.
All right.
Okay. No, you go like this. You don't go like that because it wouldn't be clean. You go like that.
Well, educated. You've been teaching your kids wrong all this time.
Okay, since we're on here and just feeling very, you got toilet paper in your hand.
No, you want some? There.
Since you're okay,
Yeah, there you
since
go.
you're feeling here, I'll put some. There you go. Since we're feeling just very awkward, but I've been working with you for 15, 13.
I'd say close to 15 years.
15 years.
See, Brittany.
Everything's relative to the age of the kids.
It is. That's the only way I can remember anything.
And I got to tell you, Brandy has a brother that also builds, Kenny Sheldon. And for the first 10 years of my listing Randy's houses, I was pretty much scared to death of him.
I'm the nicest guy in the world.
Because when I first met you and your brother, you were framing, and you were on Northrop. This is prior to working with you. So let's say 22 years ago. I walked up as a brand new realtor, and it wasn't listed. There was no sign in front of it. So I just walked up to kind of introduce myself. You all were framing, and Kenny's like, "Oh, come on in, Christina." And you all had, seen that I'm out there hustling, and that's what you have to do when you're a new realtor. You got to meet everybody.
Yes.
You literally were like, "What are you doing here?" And so Kenny shows me all around the house, what price point it's going to be. You're just up hanging from the rafters somewhere like, is she ever going to leave? Seriously, I really, for like 10 years, and we talked about this recently.
We have.
I was scared to death of you for like 10 years.
See what you've been missing out on? A nice guy.
You are a nice guy, and we do have a lot of fun.
I've mellowed out a little bit over the years, I guess you could say.
Well, you didn't say anything. You just didn't say anything.
I'm kind of, believe it or not, kind of a quiet person usually.
You are. This is a stretch for you.
It is. It's killing me. I've talked more now than I usually talk all day long.
And this is just, it is an odd picture to look across the toilet and you got your pants down around your ankles and here we go. Would you like some Lysol? I gave you one.
No.
There's one behind you. So how far do you think these spray?
Well, hopefully not on me. I can't stand to smell that stuff.
Oh, you can't?
No. It's not nice.
You have one behind you.
No, that wasn't bad. Actually, I smelled it. Yeah. It smells better than what you've been doing, that's for sure.
Well, well, what if I would tell you that before you came, I got here first and I took a dump in that one?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I did not. I'm joking. I did not. I'm joking. Okay, so I thought about what I could talk about with Randy. So I've got like one question. Like, what is your most since we're embarrassed, what is your most embarrassing moment? I'm not talking about it has to be on the toilet. Can you remember something you can tell, an embarrassing moment?
No, most of the real embarrassing ones I am not going to talk about. Trying to think of one that maybe I can think of.
I know. I have one, and it is my all-time. I don't think anything will beat it for the rest of my life. You want to hear it?
Sure.
And then you can think of one. Okay, so when I was in college, when those leather's coming back, but those leather long trench coats were in, right? Well, when I was in college, these leather trench coats were in. So they had big pockets. And so I am in college and I am standing at a cafeteria area, and but it wasn't like a full cafeteria. You could get sandwiches and stuff. So it was kind of in the hallway of one of the big buildings we're in. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people grab sandwiches in between drinks, whatever. So there's always a long line in between classes. So I am standing there and there is this really good looking guy behind me. I mean, okay.
Gotcha.
So I am like reaching, getting money out of my pocket because these pockets, like, I'd have a pen in them, money, whatever. It's kind of like a purse in a way. These had big pockets. I'm reaching, getting that out. And this happens. This is just my luck. A tampon falls out and it doesn't fall in front of me where I can just put my foot on it or something. It falls behind me. I have to turn around and there's that guy. Literally, there's that guy. I turn around and he looks down at it. Is he supposed to pick it up to help me? And I'm like, oh my God. So I couldn't do anything. I just reached down, pick it up, put it back in my pocket. Oh my God. That to this day, I think is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me.
Mm.
That is bad. That is really bad. And I'm sure other people saw it. I mean,
Well,
we
sure.
were all out there.
At our age nowadays, it'd be like, no big deal. But when
You're
you're younger,
right.
it's like,
But when you're younger,
yeah.
you're like, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Still to this day, it just brings chills. Like, oh my gosh. But now you're right. Now it's like,
Nah.
So think of one. You got one?
Well, this is toilet talk, so I can't think
It's
anything to do with
toilet talk.
toilet.
It doesn't have to be a toilet, even though mine was a little bit with toiletry.
When it comes to mine was in high school, it was nothing to do with the toilet. You know, like playing chicken is with your vehicles.
Well, explain it just because your chicken's not my chicken.
It's kind of like
I wouldn't have played chicken with my vehicle.
you got like two vehicles, you know,
Yeah.
you're kind of chasing one another.
Okay.
We was in the high school parking lot after school, of course, with, 200 kids around. So the guy's in his truck backing up, and I'm like, we're going about 20 to 25 miles an hour. He's backing up, and I'm back real close to him. All of a sudden, he slams the brake on, stops, and I plowed him with my car. There I messed his truck up. My hood is like all crunched up. My radiator's pouring water out on it. And all these people standing around.
Are you serious?
That was very embarrassing.
And what kind of car would you have been driving?
I had a little Fairmont back in, this is,
Fairmont.
85.
Yeah.
It was probably about 85. And my car was like, way older than that, of course.
So in front of everybody.
In front of everybody. But we remained good friends over it. We never played chicken anymore after that. That was an expensive lesson to learn.
That was pretty bad.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay, last question. Well, before we get to the last question, the feds, they're meeting today at 2:00. We're going to have an announcement if they lower the interest rates. They're saying there's a 99% chance no. But Trump is saying lower the interest rates. So I hope the interest rates get lowered today. That would help.
It would help.
That would help.
Yeah.
And Randy currently is working on a house, a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And he normally always does new builds. So what do you think? I get, well, maybe not a daily call, but if I stop by, I'm like, can you believe this? Can you believe what I'm fixing? Can you? And I'm like, oh, Randy, never again, never again. Never again. You're just used to new houses.
Yes.
And when you're used to new houses, it's just hard to, you're fixing anything that's wrong with the house. And it's just, and it will be for sale soon. It has 3 acres and holds on it. It'll be, what do you think, 2 weeks?
Should be right at that, yes.
Okay.
It's just remodeling, you never know. You think you're going to do this one project.
Oh, we talked about what we were going to do.
Start on it, and then next thing you know, you start out, you find something else wrong. So it just keeps going and going. And you wonder if you're ever going to get to the end of it. But I am getting there. It's just taking a little longer.
I'm wondering if you're ever going to get to the end of it. We talked about paint, a little electrical, a few windows, and we're walking out when you purchased it.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I get is kind of a tradition. And I told somebody else this, another client recently, and now I'm getting these texts from him. Randy, when I'm in trouble, like when something's not selling, whatever the case, I get text messages, and what they say, I think they'd like to have some other words in them, but what they say is chop, chop. Chop, chop.
Chop, chop.
Text message. I know. It's just like that. Chop, chop. And that means you better get your moving quickly and get my stuff sold, right?
It's just a kind of reminder that, hey, I'm waiting on you.
And when I was a new realtor, I used to think builders, oh, they're using such and such. Oh, they're tight with them. They'd never use anybody else. But what I have come to realize, the moment the sign goes in the yard, the builder is never happy or likes the realtor too much until the sold sign goes up. And then you're okay for another house. And even 15 years later, I know, if it's been 15 years, I think it has, I know I've only got so much time. Not that you ever listed with anybody else. No, you have. You fired me. Let's talk about that.
Ago.
He fired me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, yes,
your listing expired. And she was not chopping.
Fired me.
She was napping on the job.
Fired me for several years. And during those years, though, I watched you go through one realtor, another realtor. I think there were 3.
Not good ones.
I think there were 3. And then
there was 3.
I was still scared to death of you, of course. So I finally, I think we knocked on your door one day and we came over and looked at what you had. I don't know how I got your listings back. I don't know. But yes, there was like a 2-year, maybe a 2-year period.
It was.
So we can't count the whole 15 because you fired me.
Well, every relationship needs a little bit of a break, whether you're married or my realtors. Or,
is that what it was?
Yeah, just a little bit of break.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't hear from you. I heard from it was in a development and there were other builders, and I heard from the other people told me. And I had it fully staged. I had to get all my staging stuff out. I think of 2 houses. And they're like, hey, be really nice to Randy. Like, why? And they're like, well, you're going to hear something. Just be nice to Randy. He's such a nice guy. And I'm like, what am I going to hear? And then I find out what I'm going to hear, that I'm fired. And I don't think you ever told me. It was just like everybody else told me. Maybe you text me. I don't know.
I don't remember.
It was basically, get your crap out of my house. I'm moving on.
Well, the market was hard then.
It was during the
very
recession.
hard.
That's true.
Yes.
I will give you that. It was the start of the recession, I think.
It was.
I'll give you that.
There was.
That was hard.
For a lot of some builders didn't survive that.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
But.
And you're just lucky you survived it without me.
Look at us now.
Look at us.
We're so comfortable. We're on the toilet together.
I am still just blushing the whole time. But you're a little red too, but we're comfortable.
Well, it's a little warm in here, actually.
Oh, whatever. Is it? Are you hot?
Yeah, it's warm in here. Yeah.
Okay, last question. If I told you there was $50 hidden in the toilet, would you stick your hand down the toilet to get it?
Absolutely not.
If it was $1,000 hidden in the toilet, would you stick your hand down the toilet?
Depends what the toilet looked like.
That was my next thing. If it was a poopy toilet for $2,000, would you do it?
No. I dropped years ago.
What price would you do it to stick your hand through someone else's poop to get the money? What price?
Did I get a rubber glove?
No. What price? Now, this honestly tells you how well he's done in life. He's done very well. So he's like,
I don't know if I would.
Come on, 15 years ago you would have. You would have let me stick my hand down there.
What was it? 20, 25 years ago, I was working on a nursing home.
Yeah.
And the job foreman was there and was talking. And somehow I fumbled my tape measure. And was in the bathroom area, it fell down the toilet. Oh. He's like, grab it. Like, I'm not going to get it. He sticks his hand in there and grabs it. I mean, everybody been using, it's just a regular inside toilet. He reached in and grabbed the tape measure and he's like, here. I'm like, I don't want it back.
So at what price somebody else's, not your own poop, someone else's number 2 in the toilet, would you do it for $5,000? Your bare hand to reach down, $5,000 in a baggie. Would you do it?
No.
No. Wow. I gotta tell you, I've thought about this question. Like, at what price would I do it? And because I do, we have rental houses, so I do clean a lot of rental houses. I think I'd do it for $1,000. But you're not going to do it for $5,000. Would you do it for $10,000? $10,000. You're going to stick your hand through someone else's poop. See, this just shows how much wealthier. I should charge more commission. This just shows our difference in bank accounts right here. Right here shows it. $10,000 and you're not going to stick your hand through somebody's poop?
I will say, maybe I'm not as greedy as y'all. Just let that go down the toilet.
Maybe that's it. I think $1,000 I would do it. But we're to $10,000. You would not. Would you have to think about it? I'm talking, it's got to be like diarrhea. I mean, it's got to be pretty nasty.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'll pass.
My gosh. What is your bank account, man? I would, for $10,000, I might stick my head down there to get it. See?
Well,
you better thank your realtor.
I'll tell you what, I'll call you in the morning, have you run over, and we'll see what you'll do.
Okay, Brittany, your daughter. At what point do you think she would do it?
I don't know.
Now, she's older. She's 24, 25.
I'll be 26 then this month.
Okay, 26. So she's independent. She's got her own money. At what price do you think and does that speak poorly of us if they wouldn't stick their hand in there for $50?
I don't know that she would for any amount.
Really?
She used to work for her aunt, my sister.
I think she would.
And did cleaning at the lake, the Ozarks.
Yes.
And has told me lots of nice stories. Of course, they wear rubber gloves, and all that.
Yeah, no rubber gloves.
How disgusting some of the
toilets. But she's done that. Do you have your phone?
With rubber gloves and everything. Oh, I'm not barehanded.
Can you dial her up?
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
You're not going to dial her up and ask, at what point would you stick your hand? Well, you got to let us know.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Got to let us know. So maybe at the end of the video, we can put Brittany would officially do it for this amount of money. Was this bad? Terrible?
No.
kind of fun. We're kind of funny together.
It was different.
It was different.
My last question.
Oh, okay.
Now that I've done my business, would you mind wiping for me?
Quit it, I'm going to fall in. Oh my God. That's so funny.